Welcome to On Fighting in Thailand, the best news and analysis covering the economics and infrastructure of Muay Thai. I'm Matt Lucas, journalist, commentator, and ex-Muay Thai fighter. Make stronger fighters, make stronger people. Today we will be talking to both Jongsanan Fairtex and Stamp Fairtex. It's part of our series on gym history. This time we'll be looking at Fairtex. As always, if you'd like to reach me, you can follow me on Instagram at LucasBKK. Thanks to all the people that have supported me so far, sharing the podcast, leaving reviews. If you'd like to leave a review, that would be super helpful. You can do so on the iTunes store. Personally, want to thank a few people: Vinny Scotto, Patrick Rivera, Dave Brooks, Sean Madden, Woodell Galano, and Chris Tran for helping me out with my broken camera. Hopefully I can get some more video series out soon. Also, after a fair amount of hard work studying and being in the game, I published a book on fighting in Thailand, a guide to the sport in the motherland. The guide helps educate and guide careers by helping save fighters from costly mistakes. It's a definitive guide with sections on scoring, picking gyms, also interviews with long-term expat fighters, including Michael Savas, Willie Whipple, Lisa Brealey. You can pick it up off of Amazon. Thanks also to my sponsors, Nak Muay Legends, for their continued support of the show. They create some great Muay Thai apparel with portions of the proceeds going back to the legends they celebrate. All the superstars have been paid for their images as well. You can check out their gear at www.nakmuaylegends.com. Use OnFighting to get 15% off your order. So a little bit of backdrop for this episode. Obviously, I'm the Fairtex Training Center social media manager, so it really gives me a lot of good insight into the gym and the history. Fairtex began in 1971. The company originally sold shirts and apparel, shifted into Muay Thai equipment later. The first gym was located, I believe, in Ekamai, but then moved over to Bang Pli, which is right by the airport. Mr. Wong, the founder of Fairtex, always loved Muay Thai, and it helped him when he was younger, when he was bullied. He'd always come look at the fighters, and really developed a passion for the sport. Mr. Wong promoted at Lumpini for a number of years, beginning in 1978. Fighters like Gal Fairtex fought on the Fairtex promotions. They also sponsored Teprasit Stadium for a long time, where people like Michael Chase Corley fought. I fought there myself. The company also had a hand with Lion Fight, especially when the promotion was first starting to get going. Yatsen Klai obviously fought on there. It now sponsors a variety of promotions, most notably Rebellion in Australia and One Championship. So there's sort of two facets to the company. There's the equipment side and the training side. The equipment side has grown rapidly and is located in Bang Pli. It's basically expanded so much that it's taken over the gym. So in 2004, Fairtex in Pattaya was opened. It's a training center. And eventually all the fighters were moved over to the training center. The CEO of the factory is Chano Nurmakin, who has been with the company for almost 2 decades. So, of course, the first gym opened in 1975, then it moved over to Bang Pli. In 1993, Fairtex in Arizona opened. Mr. Wong moved over there to bring his family over there and help raise his kids in America. It was a very large camp. He brought over a few of the Thais, including Gan Yao, and then Bunkered. People like Alex Gong, Bob Carmel, and Brian Popejoy were fly-in students there. So the San Francisco or the Arizona branch closed down. Mr. Wong returned to Thailand, and Alex Gong brought the trainers to San Francisco in 1996. They opened a Fairtex on Clementina Street, right in the heart of Soma, south of Market in San Francisco. Ganya was there, then Bunker, Jongsanan, then as well Nunxium would come over, and some of the other guys, Coke, Narapon on, and came one of the first guys as well. He was in Arizona. So later, the gym moved to Newark under Anthony Lynn for a while, and then that dissolved. And then the San Francisco branch shut down. Ganya moved over to Pacific Ring Sports in Oakland, where I am spent the majority of my time training. Coke was the original Thai trainer there. Bunker and Nunxium would move over to Fight and Fitness with Chris Carriaso, who was Bunker's long-term student. Fight and Fitness rebranded as Rise Combat Sports. It's still located in San Francisco. Jongsanan moved over to El Nino for a while with Gilbert Melendez and Kerry Melendez. Then Jongsanan moved over to Wooden Man Muay Thai. A lot of gyms in the Bay Area have opened because of Fairtex. George Tasui was a Fairtex fighter. Rock Karma, Mesh came from Rock Karmas. Also Armando Ramos, who was a fighter out of Fairtex with Jongsanan as a team of fighters. Daniel Kim now heads up the El Nino team. Then a lot of people have been very influenced by Fairtex and the fighters like Rudy Ott, who's been part of the IFMA teams along with Jongsanan. He runs Smash Gyms in Milpitas. Boxing Works, of course, in Southern California with Brian Popejoy. Best of Muay Thai with Bob Carmel. There's definitely going to be gyms I'm leaving out of there. So there's a little backdrop on the history of the company. When Mr. Wong moved back to Thailand, he really started to invest in the fighters again. And we can sort of understand the history of the gym in terms of the different waves of fighters. So we have a first wave of fighters with Apidet Sitharun, who is an absolute legend. He was actually Mr. Wong's hero, and he was a bit down on his luck. I believe he had a mango farm, and it wasn't doing so well. Mr. Wong hired him on, became the head trainer for a number of years. Apidet made at the high point of his career about 85,000 baht. Was most active between 1961 to 1970. He helped bring up fighters like Bunker, Sakasem, Yaknoy, Samar, Sisom, as well, was part of that initial wave. Bunker won belts at Lumpini and Raja Demnaran. Bunker actually fought on Fairtex promotions at Lumpini. Then we sort of move into a second wave with late Golden Era fighter Jongsanan, who I'll interview. His high point was between 1991 and 1995. He made about 170,000 baht. Adjusted for inflation, that's 299,000 baht, about $10,000 per fight. He was a lightweight Lumpini champion. So a fair amount of money coming in from him. After Jongsanan, he was followed by Nunxium and Coke. There was also Warwoot and Gangchai. So that's the second wave of fighters. Then we look at the third wave of fighters. Gao, Adachai, Yatsen Klai, and Narapon. Adachai was a very good technical fighter. He was most active from 1995 to 2009 with a purse of 150,000 baht. Adjusted for inflation, it's about 173,000 baht. So about a little more than $5,000 per fight, $6,000 per fight. He came to Fairtex when he was about 26, so pretty late, but he started fighting internationally. Gao, of course, is another highlight. He was a Lumpini belt holder at featherweight. He fought most actively from 2004 to 2014, made a purse of 170,000 baht, which is about the same adjusted for inflation, so about $6,000. In 2011, he began to fight more internationally at K1, and also some bouts on Wira Saklek promotions. Wira Saklek was a former trainer at Fairtex who moved to Japan. Then, of course, there's Yatsenklai and Nerapon. Yatsenklai actually started as a pet indie fighter and was bought for a considerable sum by Mr. Wong. Basically right after he was bought, the Contender Asia started. The Contender Asia reality TV show needed equipment sponsors, so they approached Fairtex. Fairtex sponsored them under the sort of contract that Yatsenklai and Nerapon would be on the show. Yatsenklai beat John Wayne for the title and won a hefty sum. I think it was $500,000. Don't quote me on that. It pushed the brand considerably and sort of really brought the gym to the Western world. So Yatsenklai was at the gym for a while, and now we sort of move into the more current period with fighters like Samapet, who's a former Channel 7 champion. He had a few fights in China, then Australia, at Rebellion Muay Thai. He had a terrific showing in an 8-man tournament where he faced off in the final against Singh Payaka PTJ Muay Thai. So that was a real thrilling fight. He's now signed to one championship. There's also Stamp Fairtex. She was originally scouted to be part of the MMA team. Now she's the one Muay Thai champ. She had the kickboxing belt as well. She lost out to Janet Todd in a rematch. Very likely that they will clash again. There's also Kropsup Fairtex, who's been at Fairtex for about 3 or 4 years now. Last year he went on an incredible run of form and won the Suasamart jacket for his accomplishment of run of knockouts. I believe it was 11 knockouts in a row. There's also Tong Fairtex, who's signed to Glory and has been doing well at the stadiums. Then the other side, of course, is the growing MMA team. So the MMA side has been developing over the last few years. The Fairtex Training Center in Patio underwent renovations about 4 years ago, and part of it was to expand the MMA team. So they took out some tennis courts and put in mats and a cage and an extra strength and conditioning area. Since then, we've had Denise Samboga, who's on the team now, a young Filipina star. She is the number 1 ranked atomweight MMA contender in one championship, so it's very likely she'll face off against Angela Lee for the belt at some point soon. There's also Mark Alvarado, who's a very solid, experienced MMA fighter, and there's a few up-and-comers as well. So there's a bit of a long background on the gym and how it's sort of grown over time. Next up is a short interview with Stamp Fairtex, then a longer interview with Jongsanan Fairtex. So without further ado, the interviews. Thank you for coming on the show today. How are you, Stamp?
I'm good, and you?
Yeah, I'm good. So, Stamp, when and how did you come to Fairtex?
I came to Fairtex 3 years ago. Lam, he want me to come to Fairtex. Fairtex wants female MMA fighter, and I was studying in college. I did stop fighting. Fairtex talked with my family, and I want to come.
How long did you train for before your first fight?
I trained Muay Thai for 5 months, and I fought in Bangkok.
Who and where did you fight?
I forget who, but it was Sanam Luang.
What is your training like?
I kick pad 3 rounds and 2 rounds boxing and 2 rounds row kick. I run in the morning and afternoon. Normally I run 1 hour in the morning.
How did you feel fighting for the one championship belt?
I went excited because it was a big fight for me in my life. I was so glad that I won against Kai Ting Chuang. Then I fought Janet Todd and beat her.
How do you feel about your career?
I think I cannot fight forever. I want to study too. Now I can fight, I can make money now. When my body cannot do it, I will stop.
Thank you so much for coming on the show today, Stamp.
Thank you.
So, thank you, Jongsanan, for coming on the show today. How are you doing?
Thank you, man, for having me there, and I'm good. Hang in there.
Yep. Good. So, when and how did you originally come to Fairtex?
Man, that's really good story. So, back there, like if you want to come to like a standard gym, like a quality gym in Bangkok, you have to have a connection. Get in. Or you have to be really good, and good talented to get in. And then for me, I'm nobody. So basically, I went to school. I went to some middle school. So, and then I quit for the summertime. So I quit. I want to try to do something new, So I quit, and then luckily my friend at the same village, he went to the same school with me. So his uncle, Pebun, right? Pebun?
I don't think so.
Yeah, Pebun's Fairtex.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, Pebun Fairtex. He the one is my friend uncle. So he lived like near my dad own hometown, so they kind of like know each other. So that's why I go in. Me and my friends came together like 15, I think 14, 15, like for me to start for real,
Mm-hmm.
So back there, I still have, before there, I have like maybe like a 20, almost 25 before we come to the Fairtex. But still like no name. I have no name, I have nothing. So that's why I went with my friend to his uncle's house, introducing myself to him, and then he looked at me like are you sure you want to go? Because back then he's still popular, he's still fighting, So that's why. And then we take the bus from Chayapum to Bangkok.
Oh, damn. That's a long ride. Like 6-7 hours?
And then I have like my shirts and like good,
Uh-huh.
You cannot wear the shirt on the bus, Give me another nice shirt one, like the polo one, the polo shirt.
Yeah. So you took off your polo shirt because you wanted to look nice when you met Mr. Wong?
Yeah.
Mm. And so when you got there, what happened? Did you start training with Moonlit right away, or were there other trainers?
You
Or
have to go through the process. You have to go through the process of everything.
and what was the
So-
process?
The process thinks it right. Still like even I go with him, they still ask you questions. They still do like still look at you. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, when I came to the Fairtex, I come with my uncle, his name Pebul. Fairtex, his popular name. You like he fight a big name all the time. He's really popular, heavy hand. So we came. I'm still have to talk to. I don't see the Philippines. I have to talk to. Affiliate. Affiliate.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
At the time, he's a head trainer there.
Mm-hmm.
พ่อบ้านเป็นพ่อบ้าน พ่อบ้าน
No.
พ่อบ้าน like he runs the how for Philippines he runs yeah he runs it, he managed everything. So I'm still talk to affiliate first because like I mean look at me, he like, hey Kim, where you come from? I come here with my friend with the Ebun,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and then he look at my body, and then I'm luckily I'm taller than normal, I'm taller than like 15 years old. I'm really tall at the time, skinny, tall and skinny. That's good for Muay Thai,
Yeah.
So that's why okay, and then he can tell me where, and then we have big room, open room. He told me to, yeah, you can stay here, and then you find a friend like I don't bring anything with me there. I don't know, I just have a shirt, t-shirt, that pretty much is it, and then that's about that, and then that's how I processing that. And then the next day, I get as soon, and then the next day I get $1
Yeah.
for living, every day.
It's big.
From Philip,
Yeah. That's big money. So
$1 a day. Yeah, that's for food though.
Yeah.
For food to eat 2 meal,
yeah.
for after training and after training.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So when did you start training? When did your career really start to take off, do you feel?
My career really started when I have to prove, and that's why I'm saying positively, like I have to like run with him in the morning, woke up like 6 o'clock in the morning or before 6 o'clock sometime. Run with him, show up every day. They still don't train me yet. They still tell me like, okay, using this, looking at this guy, do this, like basically like a water boy, massage boy, clean up boy, like everything like you can do everything in the camp, like cleaning the camp, open the bag for them, like they tell me to go something, go buy this for me, and run around with him there, It's not training yet for like a couple months to do that. And then at the same time too, like I'm like, oh, it's tough, because they don't train me anything, but they want to see how I can stay here, So.
And then when did you start fighting then?
And then after that, I run every day. I see every day. But after the training, and then when they do sit up, put up, when they're done, when they take shower, that's my time to go kick the bag.
Mm-hmm.
To kick the bag or do something. When after that, I have like maybe 30, like I have like less than an hour to train after to practicing what I'm seeing,
Mm-hmm.
To train myself first for like 2-3 months. I do that all the time, and I see something, the technique, I would learning from what I'm seeing every day,
Mm-hmm.
So and then like after that, I think someone at the gym fight in Siam Stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they asked me to go. Hey, water boy, come on, go with me, and carry the bucket for them, carry the bucket for them. And because I've been shape, I'm training every day, and then in kind of like on TV too, like Saturday night fight on TV channel 9. Siam om non before not daytime anymore, before nighttime, not daytime. So and then some fighter drop off. They don't have a fighter like 110 pounds. And then they asked me, "Do you want to fight?" I'm like, "Okay, I'm jumping to it, I'm jumping to it." On Saturday night, I went in the morning. I went in with all my posts, everything. I'm like 108, small.
Yeah.
And then, do you want to fight with a guy? I think the guy from Chelsea person from Sitpon training. Yeah. I think. And then I don't even. I kind of let me think about my career. So, and then you take it. I take it. I think because I want to fight. I take the fight. I took the fight. And then yeah, man. When the fight, and that's why I have my light is out. You can see my lighting, Oh, the boy is good. He's listening, Every round, man, they tell me to do something, I do something. From an underdog, I'm from underdog. I beat that guy up,
Yeah.
From underdog, so they make good money, because they underdog, they're like, oh, I'm not that good. I'm telling you, I'm just listening first. I'm just listening when they tell me. They tell me hook, kick, punch, knee, everything. Kick, I kick, punch, I punch, knee, like they are happy with it. Like the whole crew at the night, they're happy with my performing. Because I'm not good. But I'm listening.
Yeah.
I'm just doing whatever they told me, Since like, oh yeah. And then after that, that's how I started.
And then, so you were at Fairtex in Thailand until your mid-20s, or how old were you when you went to America?
25.
25. So what happened with you? You peaked around 21, 22, or were you continuing to fight until you were 25?
I'm fighting, and then I have until 23, 22, 23, I'm kind of like that, out of the line, Just partying, whatever, and then come back to fight again. Did not work, and then Philip give me a job to be a trainer. To be a trainer. So, and basically my body can do it, but my mind doesn't right at the time, So, and then I training. I'm just training. I hope those guys, or the young kid, like Santa, those guys can be spoiled first. Like spoiled partner basically. I hope this guy will be spoiled partner first, and then I hope training Siam. I hope that's a train cook. That's why I'm starting with cook. Cook one of my first fighter.
So, who were some of the other fighters coming up at the time when you were actively fighting, and then when you were sort of transitioned into training?
So at the time, so they have superstar, say they have many superstars. They have Kurahat, Kansak, Lam Suan, Seng Thiên Nói, Nam Kabuan, Nam Pon. So many people.
Yeah. What about the guys at Fairtex?
No, the things after good and my uncle and Dok Noi, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and Paibun, they drop down, you know, they drop down, they all the way down, they lose, they about to retire, you know.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, nobody in the Fairtex.
So you were like
Yeah,
one of
kind
the
of racing up.
Yeah.
Racing up at the opposite, they down, up,
Uh-huh.
slowly.
And-
And because when Dok Noi fight the main event, or Paibun fight the main event, or Bushgun fight the main event, we fight like undercard.
Mm-hmm.
And later on the year, I fight like in the main card, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And later on, I fight them at even, and they gone, they retire. They become the whole training now, you know. So take turn like that, take opposite like that, like Sogo League.
Mm-hmm. And then go ahead.
Yeah, like you know, like something comes up, always something comes up, always something comes up, always something comes up.
And then who were some of the fighters that were coming up after you transitioned into coaching in Thailand? You said Nung Siam.
Yeah, Ning Siam there, Nedarin,
Mm-hmm.
and Fanta,
Mm-hmm.
and who else? Gail.
Oh, Gail. Gail was there already?
No, I'm already in America already.
Okay, yeah.
Ning Siam at the time, mostly Ning Siam Fanta, Ning Siam Fanta, Lan Fa, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And I have some Gail after that, Gail, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The generation.
So, when you said you went to America at 25, how did that happen and why did you decide to go to America?
So this is a really good story too. Then I come to America because you know I want to no I actually like I heard about it. I see some you know Pop Joy group. They're the first really fortunate come from America. Pop Joy, Rick Solo, and then all those kind of like, wow, those guys have really cool stuff, you know. They have and Eric Haycap, you know,
Uh-huh.
Haycap, and Jerry Kapayahai.
Mm-hmm.
Jerry, yeah, that now they my friend. Now we talking about everything like, and those guys like really fancy stuff. I'm like, oh, it seems like this. And then they even asked me, "Do you want to come to America? You want to come to America?" You know.
Mm-hmm.
It's in English, but I don't know what they're talking about. What I'm saying, I'm saying something like that. But and the thing is, back in the day, I went to fight in Australia
Mm-hmm.
2 times. I went to Australia 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
First time for a TV show. First time TV show. Second time fight. The third time fight. And then I know some John Win Pie manager.
Mm-hmm.
People Chu, you know, Lu Chu, you know.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
And Pisak, he manager, so and then I talk. I want to go, you know. Even I want to go, you know. I want to go to Australia, you know. I tell them too, because my name, they know me there. My name is pretty good there, you know. So, and then I went there, and then I have to go to selection with I have to go ask Philip first. He was going, you know. I asked him what his idea too, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So Philip, I want to go to Australia. I want to go there, you know. He's like, what? And then he said like, okay, give me a couple of, let me think about it. And then later on, Philip come talk to me like, and then I might have something idea for you. I might send you to America, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And he's saying you should go to America better because can out there, would put there, you know. But I don't know. Can they take you? Who will take you there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because back there he moved fight acquisition out of Thailand already, so he not there. That's why. So he like, let me ask somebody if they want you. The connection there. He started connecting with somebody. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why.
Yeah.
And then luckily, Alekong, he took Bunker and got there with him to San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
That's why, and then good and Kanyao, good and good Kanyao. Tingo can debate, he can fight, he can come back fight again and then do home training, you know. And then after that, Alex. Okay, now after finishing up everything, now Alex come to see me now. He come to see me training with me, you know. And set up. I'm still train coach. I'm still trainer, you know. Coach come like a big name here, big name like, and he's still like a 112. Oh no, 150, 112. I think 112, 150. Like rank under number 6. Yeah, make good money.
Yeah.
I make good money. Yeah. So I train him. At the time, like Coach Vincent come up top superstar, you know, for Fairtex model. So that's about that too. Robert Fanta, yeah, at the same time, yeah, but that's the last group I trained for the whole training. So mainly my coach. So after I made Alex gonna say too because he like me or not, you know. If he doesn't like me, I might go to Australia or might just stay there. I don't know. So after that, he picked up 2 people. He picked up me and Ed to come to America, and Ed come before me like 4-5 months. Yeah, that's about that. 1998.
1998.
Yeah.
And then how long did you fight for in America? Because you had both a Muay Thai like kickboxing career and then also boxing as well with Dee Pooler. How long were you doing each?
I switch back and forth. So when I came to America in 1998, I fight for Stamp for a couple of years. It's really good show back there. You know? I think Stamp the one to make Muay Thai to make example that hometown promotion. Back in the day, I have like a Kang Lee fight there, John Cord Loyal fight there, Ludi Ort there. How many people?
Yeah.
It's like that's the first generation. Javier Mendes. Javier Mendes fight before me, so he fight before me. Like a year. Oh no. Yeah, about the time. Yeah, Javier Mendes fighting. Yeah, those guys fighting. You know, like, and then I fight for one. I can fight 140, 147. I can go fight. And then finally, like in America, I have like no one to fight, you know. And then I saw him do boxing one, you know. And then I want to do it too. That's kind of sweet.
And your boxing career was pretty good, right? You had 10 fights, 10 pro fights?
No, 5.
Oh, just 5. How did it go?
My first fight, I kind of got stupid. You know, my first fight, so I fight at 142, 142 with Jesus Doligas, the guy from Salinas, little Mexican kid, you know, Mexican kid. He busting me up really bad. No, because like they say he's good.
Yeah.
He's good. And then he like a somewhere in America champion. Yeah, Latin champion somehow now. He quit. I think he retired like 4 or 5 years ago. It's a good fight. It's a good fight. I lost. Because I don't take serious, you know. I don't take serious. I just want to do for fun. So I'm like, after I get beat up, I'm like, okay, now I gotta get my own coach. Now I gotta get serious, put things together now for boxing. And then that's why I go to Dee Pooler. Yeah, to king him.
Yeah.
You know, start with I touch with Dee Pooler. I go to see King, how they do it. I'm start learning boxing like real pro boxing, not like amateur no more. Because it's different.
Yeah.
It's hard, man. The first do it a lot. I'm tired. I'm tired more than Muay Thai. I'm like, why am I so tired more than Muay Thai, you know? Forgot about the footwork and breathing, you know, different breathing.
Yeah.
Because boxing, you get the movement all the time. You get to breathe all the time. You know?
Yeah.
Muay Thai, you can rest, but boxing, you cannot rest.
And when you were fighting regularly, were you also training people in San Francisco?
Yeah.
So what?
Still do both.
Yeah, what was that like? Who were some of the early fighters out of there that you helped out with?
At the same time, oh man, we have really, really good like a Thai style. Thai style. We have so much fun. Like we have like a trainer. We have the first group I trained is the Rokama, Amador Lamos, James Cook. That's for my first pro group, right? Now, can you have another guy now? Can you have Joseph Sui, John Con Lawyer, Alec Kong, Mike Wagner, and Linda Roy, right? So now we could have another group too now. We could have those guys. We could have Roy there too, and other guys down, and then we training different like to take care, you know, like Thai style. One trainer take care 4 or 5 fighter, pro or amateur. You know, and then we train together, we sport together. Man, that's it's fun. And then I train him first, and then I train with him there, kick pad, sport with him. You know, it's fun. But it's fun. Basically, like, you know, I'm coming at the right age too, because you know I'm older. You know, I'm getting older. I'm not young, like stupid anymore. You know? But still learning how to be American coach at this.
Yeah. What were some of the things that you learned or had to learn?
I learned in kosher, man. I learned how to take care of myself better.
Was there like? Go ahead.
Because when I'm in Thailand, you know, when I'm training, you know, I'm all train, sleep, eat, and then I don't know how to pay my bill. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do this. You know, everything. Oh, go ask Philip. Oh, Philip, take care of you. Oh, Philip, take care of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So after you left, or after Alex Gong passed away, you went to work at El Nino for a while, and then you've opened up your own gym. A lot of people from that original Fairtex group have opened gyms as well, correct?
Yeah, everything's after Anthony Kong passed away, and then we have so many good friends of us, good students, good fighters from us, you know. Because everyone lives everywhere, you know.
Yeah.
Open up their own school.
And where do you think Fairtex is now in terms of like the global Muay Thai scene?
Fairtex, still Mexico, man. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I told you that. Fairtex is name in America. It's not gonna be gone. Even the gym like here, even we don't have like a corporation here, you know. But people from Fairtex is here. That's why.
Yeah.
So from the first popular, that's why all people open the gym here popular from Fairtex, like Brian Joy, like Journal back there, right? Same Sinjotong, right? Same Sinjotong.
Yeah.
They still Mexico. They still the name is so representative. It's so great, no? The name is great. The name is great. Sinjotong. Yeah, because people from Sinjotong there, here they still have a gym. That's why. The mark, like water, you know. There, same Fairtex. They come like a twins. They come like a twins. They're not gonna be gone. They're not gonna be gone. I don't think the name gonna be forever.
Yeah. How do you think you've contributed to the history of Fairtex?
Good, man. I'm happy, you know. Luckily, but they still support me though. They think it's a little there, a little here, you know. Yeah. Even like we in different places, you know. but we do the same thing. That's why we just, you know, and I compare to them, like, but I'm grateful, you know, they still, everyone, they still like know me, I'm there, they take care of me good, you know, I'm going to Fairtex once a year. I'm still ask Philly Foods discount still, you know.
And what can you talk a little bit about Wooden Man? What your gym is like now? It's been open for how long? A year now?
Is, yeah, a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
A year and a half. So a year and a half. We start. Start from. You know, I don't. You know, I'm start from. You know, I'm in San Francisco like for 20 years. You know.
Mm-hmm.
And then my own students, my friends, there, everybody there. My name is like, you know, they want to train Muay Thai. Okay, Jongsanan. Okay, it's there. You know, so that's why. So I'm really like really lucky there. I have supported. You know.
Mm-hmm.
And then everyone supported, you know, and then even Gilbert and Carrie, they supported, you know.
Mm-hmm.
They don't about sad story, right?
Yeah.
They support it. They really support it. I have to find a way to do it, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, and then yeah, man, it's and then you know, I think Malia is great. You know, she's great. She know how to run. She know how to coaching me in the partner. Not like she let me learn everything now.
Mm-hmm.
She's coaching me how to be the like business side. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I like about that.
Mm-hmm.
So and then you know, it's good side.
Yeah.
I think before I went what to do with my friend.
Mm-hmm.
I think like before like I used to train people like a Thailand, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like a Thai trainer, like during the day, make him hard, make him, you know, like something like my experience, I'm not ready yet, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And there until like you know, I make a couple fighter comes up, you know, I train. I know, you know, I know how the way to make this guy better.
Mm-hmm.
Like American way Muay Thai, not like Muay Thai in Thailand, used in America. No,
Mm-hmm.
you have to flip it over. You have to make American better Muay Thai in America.
Mm-hmm.
That's a challenge, you know.
Yeah.
So they have to follow another course, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You have to see how they're doing here. You know, the coach, like, they make pretty good fighter, man. Like, they're not even fighting somebody here, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're good, they're great.
Yeah.
Not just like you're good fighting, not good, are you a champion? You have to make a champion too. I don't think so in America. Even in Thailand too.
Yeah.
You have to learn to understand the system, you know,
Mm-hmm.
how it works. That's why when I'm ready, I think now I'm ready. You know? So that's why I feel. And then, you know, I think it's about time, man. I'm getting older, you know. I have to do something like, I never have something in my own like that. You know?
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
challenging for me, and I'm not stressed at all. I'm smiling every day. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well,
So
just
I don't know after the COVID though.
yeah. I think you'll be okay, Jongsanan. I think you'll be okay. So just wrapping things up, was there anything you wanted to talk about that we didn't talk about?
What was talking about? Yeah, man. I'm still talking about, like, here's things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here's things. Why American fighter? American Muay Thai fighter, right? Why they're not on top like in the world.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Muay Thai is okay, it's not like on top like a Lamon Decker, like those guys, you know? Kevin is still there, but now slowly after Kevin Laws we gotta have. But we have a good girl there, so a story, you know, a girl. Let's talk. A girl always take gold medal.
Mm-hmm.
This from the IPA every year, right? 2 or 3 every year.
Yeah.
Why the boy, the guy, why the boy is I don't understand.
Yeah.
So, but MMA, man, MMA guy, those guys, American is the best.
Yeah. Yeah.
They beat everybody else, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just can be, you know, it's okay, you know. That's the marketing,
Mm-hmm.
the push thing. I don't know too, and I was talking about the Muay Thai promotion too, you know.
Mm-hmm.
In America now, I don't know.
Yeah, there's not.
I try to figure it out, you know, to see it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's good, like Friday Night Fight, WCK, they're still alive.
Yeah.
But not enough. Only 2, and Light on Fight, only 3.
Yeah, and Dennis Warner. Oh, Dennis Warner is WCK, right?
The WCK,
Yeah.
and then
there's-
New York, Friday Night Fight.
And there's-
there.
Yeah, and then Chris Tran's show, but it's not like that often.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not enough for the
No.
not enough for the cartoon.
Yeah, for sure.
But the gym one in America the best than anybody else. All superstar here.
Yeah.
It is all superstar here. I told you. American, in America we have Thai trainer the best.
Mm-hmm.
Meti, Gensak, Koban.
Yeah.
Whew, so many people here.
Cool.
But I don't know why.
Well, thank you for coming on the show today. How is it best that people reach you or follow you? You have an Instagram, correct?
Yeah.
Wooden Man Muay Thai on Instagram.
Yeah. Or at Jongsanan Muay Thai. Who do we have at Jongsanan there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show today, Jongsanan.
All right, man. Thank you, buddy. Thank you for having me.
So that wraps up the interview with both Jongsanan and Stamp. Obviously, they have a real rich history in the sport. Stamp really more coming up in the camp. She signed for a number of years still. Jongsanan has really developed Muay Thai in America. He actually called me later and wanted to talk a little bit more about Alex Gong and his good friend Arthur, who were part of the original Fairtex team as well. Unfortunately, I didn't record it. So just wanted to put that in as well. So definitely some solid information from both of those two. As always, if you'd like to reach me, you can contact me via Instagram, MattLucasBKK. I also have a website, matt-lucas.com. Thank you so much for listening. This has been On Fighting in Thailand, the best news and analysis covering the economics and infrastructure of Muay Thai. I'm Matt Lucas, journalist, commentator, and ex-Muay Thai fighter. Make stronger fighters, make stronger people.
หากมีเวลามาเยี่ยมบ้านนาบ้างนะพี่นะอย่ามัวไปเห่อแสงไฟในเมืองมั่งคั่งอย่ามัวไปจ้องติดนักร้องคนดังทุ่งเงินเป็นตังค์แล้วก็ยังไม่ได้ตู้